Well, hello and welcome to the Plymouth Raiders podcast. It's myself and Coach Paul. How you doing, Coach?
I'm great. It's Christmas Eve, so very excited. Looking forward to feeling festive and fat and then getting back into the basketball.
Well, we've got a special guest, as always, a guest on the show. It is Denzel Ubiaro. That is coming up. But before then, well, we've got nothing to talk about, have we, in terms of Raiders games for 60 seconds. So we're going to do a bit something else, aren't we?
Yes, so obviously there's no 60-minute review, no game, so that's fine. But I've got an idea. Being, Christmas Eve and getting in the Christmas spirit, we're going to have some Christmas crackers. And what I mean by that is, in Christmas crackers where they have some really bad jokes, but actually they're still quite funny. We're going to have a head-to-head. We're going to have a Christmas cracker off. And what we're going to do is read jokes to each other. And the idea is not to laugh. And we'll give a couple of seconds each person not to laugh.
It's going to be easy on mine, but yeah.
Oh, really? What? and if you laugh, the other person gets a point.
Game on.
And we'll do it in 1 minute. Simple as that.
Okay.
I need to see you better on my screen, you see, because I want to give some real good facial expressions on this. There we go. Right.
I'm trying to make you...
I'm ready.
Right. Okay. All right. I will start. Who's going first?
Ooh. After you, Pablo.
Oh, you sure?
Yeah.
I want to bring the house down with this one. You ready? I'm laughing already. I'm laughing at my own ones. Do I get a point if I laugh at my own jokes?
No, you do not. Right.
Right, clear the throat. Okay, 3, 2, 1. What did Santa say to the smoker? Please don't smoke, it's bad for my elf.
No, nothing. Okay.
Good.
How much does Santa pay to park his sleigh?
Don't know.
Nothing. It's on the house. Oh, nearly.
What carol is heard in the desert?
I don't know.
Oh, camel ye faithful.
Okay, right, you got one. All right, here we go. Hey, Christmas tree, you've got a lot of balls coming in here dressed like that.
Sorry. I love that. What's green, covered in tinsel, and goes ribbit, ribbit?
I don't know.
Mistletoe.
Okay, moving on. What do you call a kid who doesn't believe in Santa?
Oh, go on, you've started so you can finish.
Okay, hold up. No, I think we both get one more. This is overtime. Okay, we get one more joke, no time limit. If you laugh, you're losing. Find your number one joke. Let me just have a line. I know which one I want to go for. Okay. Yeah, it's got to be. Right, okay, after you, Pablo.
Who hides in the bakery at Christmas?
Don't know.
Mince pies.
I held that one in. Okay, here we go. This one's always a classic. What is the difference between a snowman and a snow woman?
Don't know.
Snowballs. Yes! For the win.
Oh dear. Very good.
Well, there you go. That was our minute roundup. A little bit different to normal.
A festive minute roundup. Brilliant.
Should we bring a guest?
Yes. We'll have let's hear from the sponsors of today's show, and then follow that with Mr. Denzel Ubiaro. The sponsor of this week's show is AK Property Development, and their message is, we are a local independent business that started out back in 2017. We went out there and put everything we had into building our client base and putting our skills to work for the people of Plymouth and beyond. We are now highly sought after and have a great reputation for providing top quality, great value and a high standard of work. We have grown from doing small skimming and plastering jobs to large-scale extensions and site projects, and we're not stopping there. We've expanded our workforce and have a fab multi-professional team that we can rely on, and have taken on apprentices to pass on our knowledge and to help younger guys trying to get into the trade. It's all about paving the way forward and making good quality workmanship available to all. That's our aim. Merry Christmas. And on a brief side note, they're also doing Coach Paul Nicholson's side extension, so obviously good work. For more information, contact AK Property Developments at outlook.com. Well, here we are, back again for another episode, joined this time by the one and only Mr. Denzel Ubiaro. How are you doing, sir?
Doing good, really good, really good. Excited to be on the podcast.
Well, it's good to have you on. Paul, my man, how's it going?
Yeah, I'm great. I am great now. My microphone's working. we just discovered that I spent a lot of money on a microphone, and I haven't actually. I've just plugged it in without changing my settings. There we go.
Good stuff.
Learning the podcast world very slowly.
No.
I'm impressed. I don't know what room. I don't know where you are, Dens, but to be fair, the listeners, this means nothing to them right now because they can't see you. But
Yeah.
it looks a very grand room.
Grand room,
very Victorian.
Yeah. Victorian, yeah. I'm in Beth's house right now.
Ah, okay. It's got a
Yeah.
very nice house.
Yeah.
Well, the ceiling
Nice
looks nice
Victorian.
anyway.
Ceiling, yeah.
So, yeah, thanks for coming on board the podcast. And like always, we start with the really easy question of all is, Denzel Ubiaro, where were you born? Where did you come from, my friend?
Yeah. So I was born in London, in Lewisham Hospital to be specific. And then at the age of 3, actually, I moved to America. Lived in America for about 10 years, actually, as well, yeah. Yeah, so grew up in Atlanta, Georgia for about 4 or 5 years. And then moved over to Houston, Texas, where I kind of begun playing basketball for another like 4-5 years, and then ended up moving back to London in 2010. Yeah,
That's a bit of travelling already.
yeah. So
I
I'm
didn't
used to
know
it.
that. I didn't know you moved to America like 3 years old.
Yeah, when I was very, very young. Yeah,
Yeah, that's crazy. So I'm guessing, I presume you wouldn't be none the wiser, and you just, were American, and that was that. And what age did you kind of know that you moved from England to America? When did it really register with you?
I think when I moved to Texas, that's when it kind of registered with me, because I think we had to visit London just back and forth for like Christmas holidays and stuff like that, really. So I think when I was in Texas, so probably around the age of 7, 8.
Wow.
We'd kind of fly back to London, America, and then family from London will come to America as well. So, yeah, I was quite aware of it when I was younger, but I just always used to see myself as like, more American than British, because, I mean, I lived in America longer than I lived in England, really. Yeah.
So when your family was like, hey, this is where you come from, you're like, man, it's cold here.
Yep. Definitely, yeah. It was weird, though, because I guess, like, growing up in America as a kid, I'm just used to it. Just used to, obviously, all the American things and stuff. And then going back to London for holidays and visiting, it was just like, whoa, like, this is cool. Buses, the culture, everything about it is cool. And then actually living here now, it's just like, yeah, take me back.
That's quite a young age. So I take it you don't remember much about London before you left for America?
Rarely.
Yeah.
It's quite blurry in my imagination, really. Yeah, it's quite blurry in my head. I can't really remember too much.
Did you develop an American accent then? Did you have an American accent? Did you really?
Yes, very, very thick American accent. Yeah.
Nice.
Sometimes it comes out like speaking to like some of the American guys on the team. Sometimes, I don't even know. Some people just like, wow, Denzel, you sound really American. Then I'm just like, I don't even know. Like right now, I have no clue what my accent is.
So if you go back to America, does the twang like happen again?
Definitely, I think so. Yeah.
I'm a nightmare. So, like, my wife hates me for this because I'll go to France and I'll start speaking English in a French accent for some reason. I think they'll understand me better. Like, hello, how are you?
That's funny.
Like the old England manager. Was it McLaren did that, didn't he? When he was
Wow.
he was managing in Holland, I think, FC20, and he started a press conference in a Dutch accent but speaking English.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I've got to listen out for that now, because the Texan accent's not exactly subtle either, is it?
No, it's strong. Strong Southern. A lot of y'alls, man. Yeah, just the twang and gunner fixing all this stuff.
That's amazing. It's like what sort of things did you get up to then at that age when you were in Texas?
In Texas more. I guess I was. What could you say? I was really unorthodox, I guess you can say, because I was really big into like skateboarding. Like that's all I wanted to do, just skateboard. Yeah, like Christmas times, I'll just like, look, all I want is a skateboarding shoes, just go to the skate park and attempt to not hurt myself going down the ramp. So that would have been happy for me. But then on the other
DCs and Etnies.
What's that, sorry?
The shoes that you had, were they DCs or Etnies?
Yeah, I had the pair of DCs, yeah. Definitely had the pair of DCs, yeah.
Wow.
But that's it. I was big on skateboarding, and then the other side as well, I was really big on American football. I mean, Texas is huge for American football. Yeah, really huge for American football. So I was playing that a lot outdoors with like friends, like just playing literally all day until it's dark. You can barely see the ball coming at you, but I mean, that's the thrill of it. So, that's kind of what I got up to, usually at that age.
How old were you when you left America to come back to England to live?
I was 2010, 11 turning 12, or 12 turning 13.
So would you have started high school by then?
No, which I was very gutted about actually, because I was in the 8th grade.
Okay.
Yeah, I was in the 8th grade and 9th grade. That's when you start high school. So yeah, I moved in my 8th grade year, which I was a bit gutted about because in my, what do you call it? I guess district, you can say. Yeah. Usually all the kids that are in your junior high school will go on to the same high school as well. That's quite close to the area. So obviously that would have been cool, like all my friends going to the next school and stuff. And that's when I obviously started playing basketball as well. So that would have been pretty cool playing high school basketball.
So you picked up a ball for the first time stateside then?
Yeah, stateside, yeah. This was in the 7th grade? Yeah, 7th grade. Yeah, this was in the 7th grade. So when I was 10, 11, yeah. Okay. That's when I first started. Yeah, 10, 11, 12, around about that age anyways. Can't really remember clearly. But yeah, that's when I first started playing basketball, yeah.
If you don't mind me asking, why did the family move to and from? Because a couple of times in a short period. You say a short period, but
Yeah. It was for my dad's work. He's a civil engineer. Well, he does civil engineering and has a lawyer degree. If you ever meet him, he'll brag on about it all day. Yeah, just to this day, he'll never let it slide that he's got.
So if I see him, I just say, "Hey, tell me about your degree." Like, I need to pick up a beer.
Just make sure I'm not around, please. I've heard the stories thousands of times. But he does. He did civil engineering at the time for rail companies. So in Atlanta, Georgia, I think it was the Metro Rail Company, if I'm correct. But it was a rail company anyways in Atlanta. He got a job there, did it for 4 years, and then I think it was one of his work colleagues / family friend got another job opportunity in Texas as well, kind of in the similar line of work. So ended up moving to Texas as well to do the same thing, really.
Was that like, so when they told you you're going to move back to London, obviously you visited. Were you excited or just were you upset and angry because you're losing your friends, or what was your emotional state there?
It was mixed, really. It was more exciting than sad, so to speak. Reason why it was exciting was because moving to a different country and I'm living in a different country. Because at the time, all I knew was Texas, really. So moving to London, it's just like, whoa, moving to London, this is like my actual home and where I'm from. Like, that's going to be cool, And then there's the other side as well. Like, I started playing basketball. I was playing, starting to get a little bit better at basketball, playing for an AAU team as well.
Yeah.
Was potentially going to go to high school the next year. So it was also that element of like a bit sad because I was going to, moving away from friends that I grew up with in that space of 4 or 5 years, So it was really mixed emotions, but I think I was acceptant of it, really. Really accepting of it.
I suppose there's not much you can do about it, is there, really?
Yeah, literally. I mean, I have no say. I'm 12. I'm not going to be like, yeah, mom, I'm staying. Come on. Let's go. I had no say. But yeah, it was really exciting though. Just like even the whole process of moving out, because it was my sister. She graduated from high school. She moved to London first to go to university because it was just a little bit easier with passports and visas and everything. And then my brother, he graduated high school as well. And then he moved back. So it was me, my mom and dad. And then my dad, traveling man, he also found a job opportunity in Nigeria, or it was Australia beforehand. And then to London, then to Nigeria. So I don't know, maybe growing up and seeing him working around the world, it's just like, oh yeah, this is normal. Like traveling around the world is pretty cool, Yeah. So so it was like the last probably month, it was just me and my mom, kind of like going through the moving out phases, which is pretty cool because, obviously kind of helping out mom, just kind of moving out the house and stuff, and then having the house to myself. I have my annoying brother and sister as well. And then it was like the last week before we flew out to London where we was just in a hotel. So it was almost like we was living the sweet life of Zach and Cody. We was just in a hotel for about a week. So it was pretty cool. We had breakfast there, lunch, dinner. So it was like pretty cool. I couldn't complain, really.
I watched that for the first time in lockdown,
Yeah.
Like Sophie had it on the Disney Channel. And I was like, what is this? And she's like, it's a Sweet Life. And there's like another one when they're on the boat and all sorts.
Yeah, Sweet Life on deck.
Was that you?
Yeah, that was me for about a week, living the sweet life. Yeah. No, it was pretty cool.
So, really cool. Whereabouts in London do you guys move into then? What area?
It was south. So moved to New Cross, kind of the New Cross Peckham area. That's where we moved to. I think, if I can remember clearly, I think the first kind of like week or two, we kind of like crashed at my grandma's house. I'm pretty sure she was annoyed about that because it was just like, all 5 of us just in a house crammed in. And I know she had a peace and quiet until we came. Just kind of destroyed that. But we was in New Cross Peckham for about 2 weeks, and then moved kind of towards the Lewisham area, not too far, probably 5-minute drive away into the Lewisham area. And that's where we kind of stayed, really, in that kind of little circle, like 10-minute radius. Yeah, that's where we kind of just moved and bounced about from.
And in the transition, obviously everything's very different. But like you say, you visited for, I guess, holidays and Christmases and that over time. So you weren't completely surprised at what England was like. But what shocked you the most coming back to England? What was so different?
What shocked me the most? That's a good question. I'd probably say, I guess the different dialogues.
Okay.
Amongst the different dialogues, because obviously American, slang words and stuff is completely different to like British slang words and stuff. So I'll say some things and they'll be like, what are you talking about then? It's like, what does that even mean? And then I'll explain it and they'll be like, oh yeah, you mean this? And I'm just like, what? Like, it sounds weird. Like, it was just weird to me at first. So I think that was like the big difference. But just like the times we did visit London for like Christmases, birthdays and stuff like that, I was kind of used to the traveling, used to the food. Really, nothing was really out of the norm to me, to be honest. If anything, it was more exciting because with London, it's just so like a sense of freedom, like literally like an Oyster card. You can go from North London to South to just literally anywhere you want to. Whereas in Texas, it was just like, okay, hop on the school bus, go to school, go back home, stay in your little neighborhood, play with friends, and then that's it. You're almost in that little bubble.
Really?
Almost, yeah. Because I lived in like a small, I don't even know whether it's called a city, more like a town called Pearland. Yeah, Pearland, Texas. So it was almost like Plymouth, but a bit more like there wasn't any public transportation.
Wow.
Everything was just quite open. So, I mean, if you're walking, you're almost walking like right next to a 40-mile-per-hour road. So it's it's not much of like a public transportation area, really. So you'd have to ask mom, oh, yeah, can we go to a friend's house that lives here? She'll drive, or, find friends in the neighborhood. Just, it was quite like a small bubble, really, of just school, home.
You know what? That makes it more understandable when people say in the States there's so many people that live in their state that have never left their state, let alone gone to England or wherever. And what you just said makes more sense. Yep,
definitely makes sense. Yeah, 100%. This even makes more sense now as I'm saying it, and when I think back on it.
Yeah.
Because it's literally just a bubble. I know so many people to this day that are just like, they just know their state and like going to a different country. So it's like, whoa, like, oh my God, this is amazing. Like, I haven't left the state at all. And to me now, it's just like, you haven't left the state. What? I went to this country, that country. Like, it's just kind of the norm for me for traveling a little bit.
Was basketball accessible as soon as you came over, or was that something that you had to work to get into?
It's actually a funny story. My brother moved to London before me. I think it was a year before me. Uh-huh. So I'd like to say, and my previous coach, Coach Sterling, he used to coach Peckham Pride. He would like to say that I got recruited on a plane, which I pretty much did get recruited whilst I was midair on a plane. So it was my brother. He just saw a random kid just walking with a basketball, and he said, "Oh yeah, like what team do you play for?" And at the time, it was called Peckham Pride. And he said, "Oh yeah, like my brother, he's flying from America. Like he plays basketball. He wants to join the team as soon as he gets here." And my brother got in contact with the coach and said, "Oh yeah, I got a little brother, plays basketball. He wants to come join the team, whatever." And then I think it was the following week I got there, went to a Saturday training session, which is like the skills kids session day, really, where you pay like £2 for 2 hours and you train and whatnot. And then I was just kind of getting involved with that every week. And then Coach Sterling used to say, like start coming to the weekday practices, which is basically more the elite kids, those that kind of play on the National League team, and the older guys and older girls were there as well. And that's kind of how I got into basketball in London. So it was pretty much like, thank God my brother just saw a random kid with a basketball. Imagine that. A random kid, and just fate has led me to here,
That's
awesome.
The beauty of British basketball. It's like the amount of times I've driven around or I'm walking somewhere and I see someone with a basketball and I don't know who they are. And I'm like, whoa, I need to know who this person is.
Yeah.
Play basketball and you live in this place. So I thought I knew everyone that played basketball. I don't know yet.
Yeah, literally, yeah. It's cool.
That's great. Did you get a lot of attention because you come from America?
Yeah, definitely did. Yeah, just off the bat because my accent was so thick, proper thick. And then also I was a bit taller for my age. Well, I'm pretty sure I haven't grown, so I've been the same height since 12. I'm pretty sure been the same height since 12. So obviously, being American, being tall, everyone was just like, "Whoa, what? Like you must be great at basketball.
You must be good at basketball, right?"
Yeah. Little did they know I was god awful.
Really?
Terrible. I was terrible. Yeah. And it was the waking experience when that first Saturday training I went to, seeing one girl. She's in America now. She was just killing it, 2-ball dribbling. Just through the cones.
No.
And I was older than her. I think she was probably 9, 10 at the time. And I was obviously 11, 12, 13. And she was just through the cones, 2-ball dribbling, alternating it through the cones. And it was like my turn now, bouncing off the foot, balls going to the halfway line. One ball's going out the door. Like, I was just like, yeah, I need to I need to get better quick. So,
I could picture like your coaches and your teammates going, "Hey, we've got this American guy coming in, like, wow!" And then you pick up a basketball and he'll go, "Oh,
yeah." Literally, I'm pretty sure that was it. But one thing that was good though was I was a bit athletic. I was definitely just had athleticism at that age, just running, jumping, so that was on my side, which was good. So I think that kind of hid the fact that I just didn't know how to like dribble a basketball. So yeah.
Did you build like a friendship group, I guess, with other guys on the team, or did your friendship group come from school? How did that go about? Obviously, because you've come back to the UK and not known many people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was quite a bit of both, really. Obviously, through basketball, there's always that sense of family in every basketball team. As soon as like you join a club, it's just like, oh yeah, cool, your family. Like we'll go out to eat, joke, get into group messages and stuff, banter there. So it's always just easy having that, sense of family and friends in basketball teams, really. And then with school, because my school was like probably an hour away from where I lived. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it was quite separate. So I have like separate friend groups, really, but I'd still be close to each one of them. That makes sense. Yeah, and it was a bit easier, I guess, making friends because everyone was quite intrigued by me joining the school because it was just like, whoa, you're American. Why are you here? Why are you in this country? And why do you speak like that? So everyone was just always like coming up to me, asking questions. Weird enough, people telling me to like, oh yeah, say this, just to hear my accent saying it. Yeah, it was just weird. But yeah, really just building friends from there, I guess, really. So I never really had a problem, I guess, in terms of like fitting in or, having friends or anything like that.
Was there a point at all where you went, no, I want to go home? At any point?
Yeah, definitely. I think the weather definitely made that decision easy for me. Definitely. I think it was just going through the rainy, grey mornings, traveling to school on the bus for an hour, and it's just like, yeah, I just need a school bus and Texas heat, and I'm happy right now. That's literally all I need. But yeah, there's never been like anything too serious in terms of like feeling isolated or, any problems of that nature. It's really just the weather. That's it. Literally the weather.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, I when I went to Pennsylvania, I know it's not Texas, but I thought that was crazy hot just walking from like my accommodation to the shop. I was sweating buckets. I don't know how you put up with that. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, Texas heat is different. Yeah, Texas heat's different. Yeah, especially it's humid as well. Very, very humid and sticky.
So when did you really start taking basketball seriously then?
Really took it seriously when so what was it called back then? RPC, I think, the London Regional. Yeah. So my coach, he was the, I guess you could say, like assistant head coach at the time. It was Coach Sterling and Alan Keane, who was at Reading. Yeah. So we was at the under-13 London Regional kind of development group. So it was funny enough. It's quite funny because there's like big names that were on that team. So it was me, friend Shaquille Waters, who's in America. Who else? Josh Still, who's played for Surrey, he's in Spain now. Aquazi, he was there as well. Wow. Weird enough, he didn't make the team, which is crazy. It's crazy when you see him now. Who else? So many guys was on that team. Marco, who was at Sheffield. That's when I really started to take it serious, when I made the final 12 and we ended up winning the tournament as well. So it was just like, oh, wow, like I just made a regional team and I won a tournament. And I think that year was the first year, I can't remember who was like kind of making this announcement, but the person said this year was the first year like the whole London regional team got a tryout to go for England under 14s.
Oh, wow.
Which was like, the whole London regional team went to go try out for the England under 14s team, which was pretty cool because, I mean, I don't think that's ever happened since, to be honest, where a whole team just goes.
Do you remember what year?
Sorry?
Remember what year that was?
2000. I want to say 2011.
Okay.
I think
This was in possibly. This was in, what was it called? It was in Sheffield. That's all I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
I think you absolutely whooped us.
Oh, I can't even remember it. Yeah. Funny story as well. I think I was playing in Air Forces. Literally, that's
Really?
how fresh I was. Yeah, playing in Air Forces.
Wow.
Didn't have shoes. Ripped through the shoes, and it was just like, "Yep, I just have Air Forces. I got to play." Literally. Yeah, that was terrible. Crazy.
There's no wonder you can jump now if you were weighed down with them.
The Air Force makes sense now, to be honest. Makes sense now. Prepared myself for the future. Oh man. But yeah, that's when I definitely started taking basketball serious. You know, just seeing me get to that level, I guess, and me just slowly seeing myself progress. You know, and getting those accolades. I guess that's when I was just like, yeah, I can really, you know, do something with the sport. Yeah.
That's amazing. So you got picked up for England that year?
That year I did not. No,
You did not.
nah, because I was still quite fresh at basketball, really, and I can't remember if it was the under 13s or under 12s. Even actually, now I'm thinking of it.
It would be if it's RPC, it would be under 13s because it was 13s, 15s, 17s they used to do.
There you go. So it's the under 13s, yeah, London regional, and then it was under 14s England, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah. So we was just a year younger. So for one, was a year younger than the other guys that were there, and you know, I was just like, whoa, like these guys are good. You know, at the time, I was just like, whoa, these guys are good. I don't know how I'm gonna compete. And then as well, I was still quite raw at basketball, and obviously seeing the other guys at under 14 that are about 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", and those guys are like actual bigs. And I was the same height now, 6'1", 6'2". You know, I'm just like, oh yeah, I'll just play center. That's it. You know, so it was tough to compete against, to be honest. You know, so that year, no, I didn't make the team.
That was a mindset though. Like, so a kid comes in, like you're saying, you were really raw, right? And you were saying you were bouncing balls off your feet and everything like that. That shows how much basketball's changed because kids used to come in and like, coach was like, big kid, see a big kid, he's in, done.
Yeah.
That was that.
Yeah,
and that's changed a lot, I think, recently.
a lot.
But did you struggle to adapt then? Because when you got to a point when you stopped growing, did you go from playing big man to guard and figure it out really quickly?
Yeah, literally. I don't even know. Another long story, I guess. So the next following year, so I'm under 14s National League, playing for Peckham Pride. So I was playing predominantly big four at that time. So the season comes to an end now, and speaking to Coach Sterling, and then obviously Coach Sterling is great friends with Coach Jackson, who now coaches the City of London Academy women's team. So previously he was coaching Westminster Warriors, junior side, so under 15s, 16s, and 18s, under 16s and 18s. So after the under 14 season finished, talked to the coaches, and they was just like, oh yeah, Dens, you know, you should go to Westminster Warriors. And obviously me being me, I was just like, why? No, I play for Peckham. I don't want to go over there. Don't know those people. No, I want to stay. But he was just like, no, it'll be better for you. You know, you're playing against older guys, better guys, and you'll develop really. So I was just like, you know, makes sense. That is fair. So instead of commuting 15 minutes to practice, I'm commuting an hour and a half to practice because it's in West London now, where I'm in South. So that was fun. But yeah, in terms of like my progression, it was kind of almost being put into the deep end in a sense where under 14s, I was more around guys that, you know, can play point, and it's kind of easier for me. I'm quite taller than everyone at my age, where now under 16s, you know, everyone's the same height that can play outside. So it's just like, well, I mean, I kind of have no choice but to kind of slowly extend my game. So instead of doing 1-2 dribble moves from the block, I'm now doing it from the elbow, and then get more comfortable at the elbow, doing these 1-2 dribble moves, catching the ball out a little bit further from the at the wing, you know, free throw line extended, do a 1-2 dribble moves, and then that's just kind of how it slowly started to progress. And then starting to like build up different counter moves and dribble moves as well. And then the same two coaches, Coach Sterling and Coach Jackson, they end up forming a basketball academy, so City of London Academy in Bermondsey, so not too far from where I live. And I'm the first person to go to that academy, really. So
cool.
It was literally just me, the coaches, and the basketball court. So I literally had no choice but to get better at basketball, really, and no reason to be out of shape, you know. So literally just be doing individuals in the morning, lunchtime, after school, literally just working on guard stuff, shooting as much as possible. And then that's when I started to really just, you know, my game started to progress to the point where I was starting to over dribble, you know, just started to over dribble in games because I was getting more comfortable with the ball, more confident with the ball as well. And then next season, after under 16, I had another year under 16 because I was either 14, 15 at the time. So in my last year of under 16, that's when I just stepped up, really. Just started to handle the ball more, bring the ball down the court, you know, try and make a play, create a play for others, and just trying to build it from there. Just kind of play simple basketball, but more as a guard, just not over dribbling, try and create off like pick and rolls, but bringing the ball down, one pass, get into position. Kind of makes sense. Makes sense of it. Yeah.
But it's showing where your work ethic comes from, because I see it now. People talking about you now, how you're a workhorse, and it's easy for people to say that they are.
Yeah.
But it's harder to prove it, and like you're always on the court every morning. You know, you're the first guy there, you're the last guy to leave. You know, even the likes of Matthew Brown and Manning is bigging you up on Twitter.
Yeah.
You know, saying about your work ethic and things like that. So, do you think that came from that original kind of position that you were in, that you had no choice because you were the only guy?
100%. I think it even stems from before that.
Yeah.
When I was 12, 13, playing for Peckham Pride, where it was we was a very, very disciplined team, to the point where there was a rule where no one's allowed to eat chicken and chips at all. No chicken and chips.
That's harsh.
There's tons of stories where a coach has found someone eating chicken and chips, just walking down the street, next morning, next day, just running the whole 2 hours of practice. Running.
Was it particularly chicken and chips? Like, if you had like a battered sausage, is that okay?
If it comes in that yellow and red flamey box,
okay,
or it looks like, it's a wrap.
Forget it.
You can explain it, but it's done. Yeah, we was just disciplined, you know. And at that age, you're just like, this is insane. I'm hungry. I'm a kid. I just want to eat food, you know. But thinking of it now, it's not so much the food. It's just more being disciplined in your craft, I guess you can say. It's just being more disciplined, you know. And I think that's where my hard work comes from, you know, just more being disciplined, as in, you know, setting myself a standard of like, okay, I'm going to make this amount of shots. I got to do this every day. And hopefully I will just progress bit by bit, 1% at a time, you know. So it was definitely like those days of, you know, being disciplined and having to do sprints if someone, you know, eats chicken and chips, or someone doesn't touch the line on a run. We're doing 3 more, you know, doing 500 push-ups, you know, like it was just kind of being shown that discipline and being around that environment, you know, which I definitely, you know, I'm grateful for. And I think that I still hold on to that.
Go on, Pablo.
I was going to say, this is all relevant to you and your basketball and how it's turned into a career and everything. Were you the same with school? Did you have the same approach with schoolwork, or did you hate school?
I definitely hated school, yeah. But it was kind of like, I just have to get it done with type of thing as well. And again, like, our coach was quite, you know, strict on us. Like, he was quite, you know, like, monitor us with our school. So if he hears like,
really?
One of us has slipped up, then it's just like, oh, well, unfortunately, you go do some sprints. Like, we'll be kind of disciplined for it.
Yeah.
You know, so it's almost like the same in college in America. If you get under a 3.0 or something, like you're not eligible to play. It'll be the same thing if you slip up on grades or get in trouble in school or something, like you won't play. Simple as. So, you know, it's like, it's kind of funny now thinking of it, but we was literally being prepared for the next level of basketball, you know, where, you know, basketball starts to become a business almost, but it's kind of, it goes more than basketball. Whereas likewise with your job, if you're not, you know, producing, then you're in trouble of being sacked, really.
So were you never tempted like to strive for your dad's kind of level of masters and all that kind of stuff?
Nope. Nah, that's not happening. Nah. No, but that is definitely, they are motivating factors though, like my dad and my mom, because they would always say, like, as much as you, as hard as you work with basketball, put the same effort into schoolwork, really. You know, the schoolwork stuff, that's the easier stuff. You know, when you put your mind to it, just like you do with basketball, you'll watch basketball videos all day and, you know, play it in the morning, throughout the day. You know, if you just put half that effort into schoolwork, you can just do it as quick as possible and then, you know, just do whatever you want after that. So, yeah,
with your family, like when you were young and playing in London and you had to go to Westminster or whatever and you're jumping on a tube and going an hour across London, like, were you doing that by yourself?
Sometimes I'll do it by myself, and then this is where Tola comes into play, because Tola joined Westminster Warriors at the same time I did as well. So we go way back, way back.
That's cool.
So yeah, so it would usually be me and him that would like kind of travel to Westminster Warrior practices and stuff like that, really. And then sometimes as well, when I was at, sorry, I'm jumping back and forth from like story to story right now. But sometimes at City of London Academy too, there'll be my coach, obviously used to coach the same City of London and Westminster Warriors. So he'll sometimes just drive me to practice as well. He'll give me, you know, stern lectures if I'm messing up in school or not doing the right things in practice. So, you know, I had no choice but to try and be a golden child at all time, really, or I'm just going to hear it from them. I have many stories of the famous office talks, and famous office talks. But yeah, usually I'll just.
I'm interested in these office talks.
Yeah,
oh,
definitely.
I have many. Yeah, I'll get onto some of them. Yeah, Denz wasn't always the positive, happy kid. I definitely, I had my angry moments.
Really?
Oh, give us one. Give us one, Denz. Come on.
So I think the worst one, or the most famous one, like everyone will, you know, recollect. Even my teammates now, they'll never live it down. I think there was one practice. I think I messed up on a drill, and well, backstory, I would always like kind of have a bad temper. I'll always say something under my breath, like kind of swear under my breath, get quite angry, and obviously my coach would hear me and just like, yep, baseline. So yeah, obviously, I think it was my last year at Cola. So I was in sixth form. So year, gosh, what is it? Year
12?
13? 12?
Yeah, 12, 13.
I think. Yeah, something like that anyways. Yeah. So obviously I'm more mature and that should never be happening, really. So I think I messed up on a drill and a play. And I was just like, dang, or something like that. I was just like, man. And then obviously my coach was just like, Denz, what did I tell you? And I kind of retaliated. I was just like, I didn't say anything, coach. Like, I don't know what you mean. Like, I didn't say anything. But it was much more aggressive than that, 100%. But he was just like, yep, baseline. And then that's when I kind of lost it. And all the F-bombs and bleeps and stuff were kind of coming out. And then he was just like, all right, cool, that's it. Everyone outside to the AstroTurf. So we have this big old AstroTurf. And obviously I'm still going on a rant. Still cussing under my breath, like, doesn't make any sense. Like, why is this, you know, like a spoiled child? So he's just like, yep, everyone on the AstroTurf, like all 20 of us, had to go into the AstroTurf and do suicides on there.
So, AstroTurf?
On that AstroTurf, and we were supposed to do it in a minute.
Wow.
Don't know to this day. I don't think we did it in a minute, but it just got to the point where everyone had to finish together. And it definitely took us about 2-3 weeks. Monday to Friday. 2-3 weeks.
Oh my God.
2-3 weeks. It was bad. Very, very bad. And
you were not
popular. That would happen. That wouldn't happen now.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think it would happen now.
But yeah, it kind of got to the point where it was more past Denzel messed us up. And it was more almost like, as a team, we need to do this now, you know? Because I think everyone kind of got over it, like, oh yeah, Denz, you put us in this position, but yeah, we do need to finish this, I guess, you know? And bear in mind, we still had school fixtures as well. So it was like Monday, Tuesday, sprints. Wednesday, we better figure it out. Thursday, Friday, sprints.
Oh my God.
We literally, it was a good 2-3 weeks.
And they let you get off, they didn't give you a hard time or...
Oh no, definitely gave me a hard time. Definitely gave me a hard time. So this is when like the famous office talks would come in. So obviously I'm playing for Westminster Warriors, and Coach Jackson, he coaches Westminster Warriors. So on the weekends, if anything happens with the team, I'm the one hearing it.
I bet.
So it doesn't matter if we win, if we lose, like, yeah, I'm being held accountable for anything and everything. So, and especially like the basketball court is literally, you have to walk by the office, so you can't really hide and just go to the basketball court. It's like they're waiting, sitting down, just like, yep. Come into the office, sit down. It's two of them. It's literally like an interrogation room.
Sounds more like the SAS.
Hey,
I'll tell you what, though, those Westminster teams were tough. So whatever they did to you guys, I remember going up there with Plymouth at under 18s and under 16s, and oh my days, you guys were tough. You had some real players on that team.
Yeah, we had some ballers. Yeah, we had all the England internationals, it felt like. You know, pretty sure half the teams playing pro right now. Like, we had some.
And we came up with a group of guys who none of them even played Southwest Regional. And we finished like second from bottom in the Prem or whatever. We got to Westminster for like our second or third game of the season. I swear you guys had 4 England internationals, and we're like, are you kidding me? Like, you're absolutely kidding me. And the first end line play, like someone just stood in the key. The point guard stood in the key, and they threw it up, and the point guard just leaps out the key and just dunks it straight in there. Like, you know, play, right?
I probably know who that is as well. Yeah,
you're nodding that head because you know that's a Westminster play, and they did that 100%. On the first end line possession of the game.
I know exactly who that is as well. Yeah, Tyrell Isaacs. Yep.
Yeah, there you go, Tyrell. It was him. And I was like, you have to be kidding me.
Insane.
And then they full court pressed us, and I'm like, all right, I'm out. Take me home.
Yeah. Yep. That's Westminster Warriors. 100%. 100%.
So you obviously, there was a point then that you made it to the England team.
Mm-hmm.
That was under 15s, is that right? Or
under 16s, I believe. Yeah, under 16s. Under 16s, yeah.
So was there a lot of emotion going on with you and your family that you made that achievement?
I wouldn't say emotion. I think everyone was just really excited.
Yeah.
You know, everyone was just obviously like proper happy for me, you know. It was cool representing the country. And then that was kind of my first time traveling, you know, across to different countries for basketball, really. You know, and that kind of doing that, making the England team and traveling to different countries kind of gave that reassurance to my parents that, look, this is what basketball can do if I actually put all my effort and time and hard work into it. You know, like I can travel the globe, you know, meet different people, you know, see different cultures, you know. So that was when they really said, okay, yeah, like if you're doing basketball, make sure you just put your absolute all into it, you know, and do the best as you can. So yeah, they was just really, really excited for me, happy for me. And it was pretty cool as well because the same guys that I went to the under 13 or under 12 London region with, like half of them were there with me in the England under 16, which was pretty cool, you know. So it's just like traveling the country with your close friends, and that's just cool, you know, going to an airport on the airplane with your friends, you know, acting goofy, and then in a different country in a hotel, you know, it's just cool.
What was the favorite country to go to?
Favorite country to go to? Bosnia, definitely. Oh, wow. Bosnia. Yeah, and that's because that's where the European Championship was.
Okay.
That year, Bosnia has, I can't even pronounce the H. Yeah,
Herzegovina.
That's the one, yeah. That's the one, yeah. That would be my favorite country. Reason why, it's just, I don't know. I think that was the first time we had just a little taste of freedom.
Okay.
And we did kind of get in trouble for it, but just a little taste of freedom, you know. Which
you didn't go and find the girls' hotel, did you?
No, I mean, I think at the time we was probably definitely trying to, you know. And I think Bosnia, they're a country where, it's like they're quite mature at a young age, I'd say. So in terms of like, you'll see 16, 17-year-olds in bars. Really? And to us, we're just like, what? Like, this isn't right. Hold on, wait, what's going on? You know? So like the hotel all the players stayed in from all the different countries, it was kind of opposite like a restaurant bar kind of area. And obviously like us as a group, we're just like, oh yeah, cool, we'll just walk about, you know, just, you know, see what's going on with life as well. And then remember the first night we went out, like we just literally seen all the coaches from all the different countries just in a bar, and literally everyone just ran. So it's just some silly stuff like that where you'll see, you know, the Denmark national team running alongside us, Norway team running alongside us. We're just running, laughing, you know. So that's probably why like Bosnia was probably like the favorite country I traveled to at the time. It's just silly, random stuff like that, you know, and it was an experience.
That just gives me memories of coaching. Like, I remember I was in Estonia and I took a Southwest team to Estonia, and I remember doing like, we took it in turns. We're having a few beers with the coaches. We took it in turns to do bed checks. Like you walk up to the corridor and you just see like a pair of legs just like out the window. They're gone, running. Like doors are slamming. You're like, where are these kids going? We're in Estonia.
Exactly. Yeah, it's bad, but I guess just having that sense of freedom, like okay, you're in a different country, and then you're kind of in a hotel. And, you know, we kind of have a schedule of like, okay, this is your downtime, but make sure you're here at this time and this time. So that sense of free time, we took it literal as in like, yeah, we're free. Like, let's explore, see what's going on. You know, even another crazy story, like we all got in trouble for it, killed for it, was, and Alan Keane was the coach at the time as well. No, sorry, not Alan Keane. Alan Keane was the assistant. Andreas was the head coach at the time.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
He was strict as well as a junior coach.
Oh, man. So imagine us trying to go on a train in Bosnia. Why we did it, I don't know. But we just said, yeah, guys, let's just go on a train in Bosnia.
Where were you going?
I have no idea. No clue. No idea. We was just like, yeah,
you're here today.
Thank God. Literally, we was just like, yeah, let's go on the train to Bosnia. We'll go into the city and just explore it. And we'll come back. It was like the last day we was going to be in the country. So it's just like, yeah, we'll explore it. It'll be fine. And then we just got a call from, we got a call from someone. And they was just like, yeah, you guys come back to the hotel. And then just deaded the call. And we was just like, oh, like we was all freaking out. So we got off the train, just ran back to the hotel. And we was just all sat down in this room. And then, yeah, they was just ripping us apart. It was bad. It was terrible. Terrible.
I love that. I remember under 15's highlight reel is always sticks in my memory. A Hoop 6-1 at the, I can't remember what tournament it was now. Is a tournament in the UK?
Harris Memorial Tournament.
Yeah, the Harris Memorial Tournament. With back-to-back dunks. You can still find that on YouTube, Pablo.
Oh, yeah.
That's how I first remember knowing your name. I think you were 15 or 16 then.
No, I think a little bit old, 17. That was when I was with under 18s for a little bit. Yeah.
So you were fast break dunk, and then it was steal, fast break dunk. And that's when I first went, hold up a minute, who's this guy? Like, who is this kid here? And you know, if it's on Hoopsfix, you're a big deal right then. Yeah?
Literally, yeah.
So that's how I remember Denzel Ubiaro. And then I think not far off that, you went back to America?
Yeah, so I did a year in Iowa for junior college. Yeah, it was after that year, actually. Yeah, that year I got signed. Yeah, got signed to go to Marshalltown on a scholarship. And that was a whole another experience in itself, really. An amazing experience. Absolutely amazing experience. Yeah.
Did you have to do a year at junior college to get that chance?
To get the chance
To then be signed on a scholarship?
No. So with junior college, it's basically junior college in the athletic point of view and an academic point of view. You'll do 2 years there.
Okay.
And then after the 2 years, you will transfer your credits to a 4-year school.
Right.
And then finish the remainder out. And then that's when you really like lock into what degree you actually want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you have to accumulate enough credits that will transfer to that degree and then finish the degree out in a 4-year school. So really and truly, like a lot of kids now, obviously they're going straight to 4-year schools on a full scholarship. But me, I wanted to kind of take that route of going to a junior college on a scholarship, for one, just saving my family money instead of going to like a prep school, and just didn't really have that money to afford that, afford the fees and food and living, costs in a prep school. Whereas a scholarship, I would have a food plan, and I'm able to live for free, and just makes life a little bit easier,
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So, I went to a junior college for a year. That was an amazing experience, met great friends. Sorry?
You didn't have to adjust to America, right? I presume?
No, not really. No, didn't have to. I had to adjust to Iowa because to paint a mental picture, that's underneath Minnesota, and Minnesota's underneath Canada, so it's cold.
It's cold, yeah, I was going to say.
Cold.
Colder than the UK.
Yeah, absolutely cold, freezing, snowing, and it was just really like isolate, like it was an actual town, like you would see in movies, like it was a town, like hence the name Marshalltown. It makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't pick up snowboarding if you used to be a skater.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking of like trying to find like some slopes, but scheduling of basketball and stuff, and not really wanting to be grilled at by my coach for getting an injury in snowboarding. So imagine telling my coach that at the time. Yeah, it wouldn't have went down nicely at all.
On that, moving swiftly on, talk about injuries.
Yep. Yeah. So it was
You had a big one.
Big one.
I didn't know this either. Yeah.
Yeah, famous 3 letters. Yeah, the ACL. Yeah.
Ooh.
So it was after my first year in America. Came back during the summer. Was working out loads. Felt like that was like the best summer I've had. Was just working out every day, doing sprints on the court every day, and then scrimmaging as well. So I was like practicing at least 6 hours a day, at least. And then it was just one time I was just scrimmaging, just trying to do a move, and I just tried to. It was game point just to make a mental picture. So I was going into the paint trying to finish, and then one guy, he's my teammates, bless him, like he felt terrible after he did it. He just tried to hold me down from me like jumping to the score. So I kind of like jumped and landed, and then that's why I just felt a pop in my knee. And then I was just like, just screaming, but I was just trying to hold it together because there's like other people here. So I was just like, no, I'll be all right. Yeah, I'm fine.
Walk it off.
Yeah, I was just trying to walk it off, and then tried to walk, and I just felt a burning feeling. I was just like, yep, no, I'm not walking right now. So yeah, lucky enough, my friend, he drove at the time, drove me home. And then obviously my parents were just heated because, I don't know, it was like late, got home at like 11. We were just scrimmaging for so long. And they were just like, why are you at home? Like, should have been home earlier. This would have never happened. Just upset that I got injured, and, they just didn't like it, So they was obviously quite angry. So went straight to the A&E, check it out. They said, it's most likely a ruptured ACL. And at the time I was just like, is it completely ruptured or like a little bit ruptured? Just being quite in denial about it. Like, it's probably a little tear. I'll be fine. And then get an MRI, and it was just like, no, it's completely gone. Like your ACL's gone, And I was just like kind of sucked because I was preparing for a big, second year as well. Because the year previously, I had a conversation with my coach in the office, and he was just like, felt like, I think this is the point where I was just like, basketball's a business, because in the office he said, Den's like, felt like this season you haven't performed to your expectations, so we're going to put you on a half scholarship, and then if you start to perform, and grow and progress, then we'll obviously help you out with, the other half of the cost. And obviously, like, I was disappointed. I felt like, oh, let my fam down, let the coaches down. I was just beating myself up, really. And obviously emailed my friends, family, and just told them like, oh yeah, sorry guys, on a half scholarship now, trying to figure out what to do. They was just like, Denz, don't worry, like, you tried your best. As long as you tried every day and you didn't cheat yourself, then can't be mad about it. So obviously that summer I was just working out extra hard. I was like, no, I'm gonna prove everyone wrong. Like, but I got a scholarship for a reason. Like, I need to show it. And also, I need to get the other half of the scholarship back because I don't have money. Family don't have money, so it needs to be done. So it was just kind of gutting that happened as well.
Was it more emotional than you're giving it out to be now? Because I could imagine in that scenario, you run the thoughts through your head that this is it.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah. More because, well, actually no, I would say. It wasn't more emotional, but just more like what to do next. Because I kind of took it at face value. Like, reality is torn my ACL. Reality is I'm not going to go back to Marshalltown and play the next season. So I just kind of took it at face value and was just like, okay, what's the next step? What can I do? And the first thing I did was like, okay, I'm just going to become an absolute genius at basketball and watch every single basketball video there is on earth. Just study the game, watch. That's when I started to really watch like European basketball at the time, NBA basketball, college basketball, just every single basketball I possibly can. And just obviously just trying to strengthen up my leg as much as possible, really. So I was just really taking it for face value, like, okay, this is the cards I've been dealt with, like, just make it work.
Did you have it operated on? Did you have it replaced?
Yeah, so I had it operated on. They used to piece my hamstring, so a hamstring graft. That's what they do, yeah. So did that in December. Remember the date, December 21st? I think that's actually it's actually on Monday, really, actually, I think, yeah. But, yeah, had it December. And then, just from then, just rehabbing it, on crutches, wobbling around, just lying down. It was just... wasn't fun. But again, this is where famous Tola comes into play. He also tore his ACL the year before me as well, which was crazy. Yeah, he had to get operation twice.
Wow.
So he tore his ACL. So it was almost like we were kind of almost on this path together. It's just like, oh yeah, we're just going to get better and just become best basketball players we possibly can, because we was kind of rehabbing together as well, working out together.
So did you ever contemplate that this is it? This is because it has been a career-ending injury for people before. Yeah. Did you ever consider that this is it? I can't do this. I won't be doing this anymore.
I don't think so.
No,
because I guess at the time I was 19 when it happened. So I'd say young at the time. I was 19, and then also like I just have a very optimistic mentality and a positive mentality. Like, all right, cool. Like, so and so have had an ACL injury and came back from it. Like Derrick Rose had an ACL injury. He's in the league still.
Yeah.
Russell Westbrook, I think people forget he did something with his knee as well. Like so many people have. Only difference is just a few $1 million and facility access. It's the work ethic, really. That's the work ethic that is. You can't really put money on work ethic, can you?
No.
So, yeah, that's when I was just like, you know what? Yeah, I'm just going to work out as hard as I can. Before the surgery, I was just like, yeah, let me just try and strengthen up my leg as much as possible. There's not as much muscle wasting. And then after the surgery, just go absolute beast on my legs, make sure, I'm absolutely perfect, So, yeah, I never had that thought of like, oh, yeah, this is it or anything like that.
Did you stay in Marshall?
So, little story. I actually got my MRI results when I was in Marshalltown, because before we did the MRI like a week before I had to fly out.
Okay.
So we already booked the tickets and everything before the injury even happened, and then the injury happened, and I was just like, no. But I didn't know it was a torn ACL at the time. I just thought it was just a really bad sprain. So then, get the MRI scan. Obviously, had to wait a few weeks for the results to come back. Ended up flying out to America. telling my coach, like, oh yeah, I injured my knee, won't be able to practice for what I thought would have been a few days, not knowing a year. But I told him, won't be able to practice for a few days, but I'll be all right, practice next week or whatever. And then literally got the MRI results and it said, torn ACL. And I was just like, oof, this is tough. And then had to tell my head coach in the office, and obviously how can you respond to that on a message and be like, oh yeah, coach, torn my ACL. It's just like, okay, we'll figure it out, literally. So, obviously talk to him. The athletic training was just like, I think the best thing to do is go to America, get your surgery done. I mean, go back to London, get your surgery done in London, and then just take it from there, really. And then I was just like, that'll be the best thing to do, because obviously you have the whole health insurance in America, I think it is. Well, you have to pay basically for surgery, which is like thousands and thousands of dollars. And, that wouldn't make sense when we have the good old NHS here. So, that's kind of what happened, really. And then, what else? What was it? I kind of losing my track just going on a ramble there. What was
I just seen a foot arrive behind your shoulder.
Oh yeah, that's Beth. Yeah, she's chilling.
I was just like, what is that?
Beth. She's chilling in the back. But I forgot what I was leading this up to. Really,
that's fine. Hey, look, that's fine. That's crazy that you had to go through all that, because that must been, say, a huge, just in your head, just all this stuff going on. And
literally.
And you made a decision not soon after, obviously, once recovery's on the way, you made a decision to rock up to Plymouth one day for a tryout.
Yeah, it was for tryouts. Literally. I think that decision came from mainly wanting to go through the professional route of basketball. Because at the time of 20 at the time, I guess, I thought to myself, like, what if I could join a professional basketball team at 20? That will kind of set me up for the future. And I'll probably improve more than I might have at Marshalltown or another college I would have went to.
All right.
So I figured, let me, try out for a BBL team. And lucky enough, my friend Pius, he was at Raiders the year before. The kind of new management kind of came in. So he said, oh yeah, Den's, they're having a tryout in Plymouth, email this coach, he'll, give you all the extra information. So it was Coach Gavin at the time, emailed him saying, oh, I'm Denzel, sent him a link to my highlights and just said, oh yeah, I like, try out for a team, potentially, joining the club and the university as well. And then he said, there's tryouts at this date, potential scholarship and a spot on the BBL team. Come down for the tryouts and we'll take it from there. And then that was my first kind of organized practice, kind of organized basketball, I guess, from rehabbing. So I was just super, super nervous because I was just like, oh God, do I know how to play basketball? Do I know how to dribble? Do I know pick and roll? Do I know this? Do I know that? And then it kind of calmed down when I was just shooting, going through the drills. And I was just like, then it's like, you play basketball, just play basketball, So I kind of calmed my nerves down. And then at the end of the day, speaking to coach, he's just like, like what you see. End up getting a call back from him and said, did a good job. Come down. Preseason starts at this time. And then here I am 3 years later.
Such a cool story. It's so cool. It's like a movie, that kind of thing where you just give it a go to try out, see what happens, and then, like you say, 3 years later, you're still here. You're still improving.
Still here. Yeah.
I remember the tryout. I remember walking past you at McDonald's. You were walking down, carrying a ball, carrying your shoes or something, and I'm walking up, and this is how, like we said before, how small basketball can be in the UK.
Yeah.
Last year, I knew you played ball. You walked past me, you saw my trainings, and you knew I was something to do with basketball.
Yep, 100%. Yeah, I remember clear as day. 100%. Definitely remember. Yeah, I forgot what shoes they were, but I definitely remember.
I think they were my Jordan. I think they're 13.
Yep. It was. Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, I actually remember. Yeah.
That's how small basketball was in Plymouth. Just you walk past someone, if you can tell they play ball because of the shoes that they wear.
Yeah, it was. And And even a funny story, it was me and my friend Matthew. We came down together, and we actually came down the night before, and we arrived in Plymouth like 5 in, just chilling. Yeah, literally.
Wow.
There's not much.
Because we didn't. Yeah, we didn't. We didn't have any. Like the next day, it just would have been too late. We would have arrived at 12, and I think the practice was like 12 or 1 or something like that. So we just said, you know what, cool, we'll just venture Plymouth, not knowing, Plymouth at all at the time. We was just like, yeah, we'll just arrive there 5 in, we'll figure it out.
Now, what did you do?
It's not. Yeah.
What did you do at 5 in?
We went straight to McDonald's and slept and chilled and just ate food there, and then walked around Drake Circus, which we didn't know was Drake Circus at the time. Walked around the Switch bar area, didn't know it was Switch, just literally just walking around Plymouth Uni campus as well. Just walking, literally.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. I got there 5 in, just wait until 2, 3 or whenever just trials was.
And well, it's paid off, obviously. It's
yeah, it's definitely paid off. Yeah.
Here now, and I've heard so many conversations that Denzel is the most improved player, MVP of the league already, and all this sort of stuff. I've seen that stuff on Instagram and Twitter and things, and I've heard it on different commentaries. Like, do you pay attention to any of that?
Here and there I do. Like when I see it, it's just like, oh yeah, it's nice to see, nice to hear. But if anything, it's just like me, I just always feel like I need to do better. It's just like, okay, I see that, and it's just like, okay, yeah, I need to do more now, because I just feel like it's not enough, which can be kind of a good and bad thought process, because it's just like I'm hearing all these positive things, and it's like, yeah, I need to appreciate it, which I do appreciate, and it's just like, oh yeah, like soak it in, this is good, be confident, Then it's the other half of it, it's just like, but that game I just performed in, I had this many turnovers. Nah, it's not good enough. I need to improve and really show them like I'm improving, and I can actually play better basketball than I am, which is a funny thing, because I do appreciate everyone saying I'm improving, but I just feel like the only thing that's changed from year 1 and now is kind of just my knowledge of basketball and my confidence, really. I feel like I've always had the skills to do what I'm doing now, but it's literally just my basketball IQ and the confidence that's changed, honestly.
How do you grow in confidence then?
How do you grow in confidence? I think confidence stems from work ethic. That's what I think it is. And hard work. The more you practice, the more confident you get at something. So I definitely think it's me coming into the gym like a little bit early in the mornings, when me and you, Paul, we had our,
a little bit early,
going crazy at 6:30 in the morning, 7 in the morning, going insane.
Pablo, I'll tell you, like Den's messaged and said, hey, look, can we do some workouts? And I'm like, yeah, cool. Let's do some workouts. Like, when are you up? And like, 6:30? Are you what? 6:30? What?
Technically, we have Beth to blame, because she wakes up at 6:30 for work. So it's just like, if I'm up, I'm up.
Hey,
so appreciate Beth.
You say you have Beth to blame, but I've seen plenty of videos out there of Beth helping you on your jump shot and working out with you, because she's a bit of a baller herself. There's no question about that. She's constantly pushing you to get better, so it's probably good to have that, right?
100%. Yeah, it's definitely a borderline of like pushing and then maybe creeping past like, okay, you're getting on my nerves now, like leave me alone. But it's definitely more like pushing me to get better and better every day. She's always like, yep, Den's like we're at the point watching games back now, like, oh yeah, you definitely had a lane, like, oh yeah, this wouldn't happen if you did this and that, and it's like, you're right, but just leave me alone, I'm tired. But yeah, no, 1,000%. She's pushed me to get to that next level, 100%.
I was trying to cue you up to like getting the good books right there, but you still managed to,
I think I'm still in the good books. I think I said the right things on the card. Yeah, I think I did. Yeah.
If my wife says to me, you were too vocal that game, you shouldn't have spoke to the referee like that. And I'm like, be quiet. You don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
But really,
yeah, it's true. Yeah. Yeah, Beth has definitely supported me, even during this lockdown we'll literally just go out every day, just find a park, just working on my form, just shoot and getting at least 300, 400 shots up, you know, and just making sure I'm always locked in literally every single day, you know. So definitely big factor in my improvement. Yeah.
That's certainly a good work ethic to have.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I was going to ask, just as where you are now, obviously improving every season, your stats are going up every season. Like you say, you're getting more recollection every season. But as you're growing up through that, I mean, even from sort of the age of maybe when you started doing the England stuff, maybe onwards from there, do you feel any pressure towards heading to something like the BBL? Because I heard, I think, who was it? Steve Bucknell spoke very highly of you in an interview he did a while back now. I think it might even be before you came to Plymouth.
Okay.
And does that give you any kind of pressure? Do you feel that?
I never really feel that pressure, to be honest. You know, never really feel it. It's just, I'm just always locked into, okay, I just need to improve bit by bit every day. You know, I just never feel that pressure, actually. I just never think of it, maybe the pressure's there and I literally just am oblivious to it.
Just too cool.
Too cool.
I don't know, but literally my mentality is like, okay, I need to get better at this, and this. Or, all right, today I'm going to work on this. Tomorrow I'll add this. Like, I just always see it as like a stepping block. Like, if I can get 1% better every day and I do it for 50 days, I got 50% better. If I do it for 100 days, I got another level of dens. Just, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of how my mentality works.
We should have that on a t-shirt. Another level of dens. Awesome.
Oh, man.
If we can make it happen, make it happen.
Hey, I tell you, Dens, like, so by the time this one comes out, the Ashley Hampton podcast has come out and we're discovering new things. Mm-hmm. So we came up with the idea of a cookbook with Ashley Hamilton.
Yes.
Ooh.
Right. So we had two options. We had either he was going to write down all the recipes that his girlfriend does, or we were going to do a coach's cookbook. Coaches that cook.
Coaches that cook.
Yeah. So recipes from every BBL coach in the book.
Okay, that's pretty cool, actually.
12 recipes, no, 11 recipes, wasn't it?
We need to make that a thing. And now we've got another level of dens. Like, generally, we need a t-shirt. Like, because hashtag, well, I don't care.
I'll get on it. I'll get my man from Brand 161 on it.
Yeah, I want a t-shirt, Pabs. For all three of us can have a t-shirt. Maybe one for Beth as well, depending on what minimum order is.
Yeah.
Another level of dens.
Another level of dens.
Yeah,
definitely. Have to make it happen. Yep.
So
that's a slogan.
Apart from clothing industry, what does the future hold for Denzel Ubiaro?
Future hold for Denzel Ubiaro? That's a great question. I think when basketball's all said and done, and actually, funny enough, you guys talk about the cookbook. I'm a big foodie, so literally, like, my Instagram feed is food.
Really?
Facebook feed food.
Hold up.
Literally, not my Instagram, not me cooking, but the people I follow. It's just food. Like, literally, that's all it is, you know. So it was just me, like, okay, after basketball, what am I kind of inspired about right now? And it's literally kind of like food, like just watching random videos of food, literally being in awe of someone cooking food, like watching those like Facebook videos, like 1 a.m, you know, when they cook like food outside in the forest, like, I might do this one day, knowing I'll never be in a situation in a forest, but I'm still watching it, you know. But so I'm like, maybe after basketball, like,
you need to follow JP_creations.
Oh, okay.
So he's one of the academy players.
Right.
He's a massive foodie and he can really cook.
Yeah.
It's Jack Palmer. He's called Jack Palmer. He's a massive foodie. On Instagram, he can seriously cook as well.
Yeah, I'm going to follow him. I'm going to give him a follow.
We got something going on there. Some basketball players that can cook.
Yeah.
Both in Plymouth.
It's too late. Christmas is too close now for this.
Yeah.
Make this stuff happen.
Yeah, literally.
We need to put video online, like cooking with dens. Like,
cooking with dens.
Get some cameras, and when we're allowed in people's houses, you know, we're going off topic again, Pablo. I say me.
Oh, no. But yeah, after basketball, definitely looking into more the chef route of things. I think, you know.
Oh, we need to
it
talk.
almost works hand in hand, you know. Like chefing is just such a discipline, you know, work. Basketball is such a disciplined area of work, you know. You have to put the hours in to chef to be a good chef. You have to put the hours in for basketball to be a good basketball player. So, yeah.
I'm going to send you the link to that later. You won't be disappointed.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to give a follow.
What's your best dish?
My best dish?
Yeah.
To eat or to cook?
Yeah, I know. Best dish.
Me and Pablo are coming around for tea. What are you making us?
Oh, I think the best dish that's a bit fancy-ish, I guess, was mushroom stroganoff.
Ooh.
That I definitely stole from Beth's mum, because she makes great mushroom stroganoff. Oh, Beth's aunt, sorry, makes great mushroom stroganoff. Yeah, she gave us a recipe, so yeah, that's all I've just been making, literally.
That's the sort of dish you would cook if PJ comes round, right, for dinner, right? But me and Pablo, we're a little bit more chilled out. You don't need to impress us that much.
No, I don't. No, that's fair enough. It'll be a nice, like, burger.
Feel good.
Burger.
That sounds good to me.
Burger, yeah, all right, cool. We can do a burger.
Yeah, not a mushroom guy, me. Sorry.
Nah, fair enough.
I don't mind. Mushroom burger.
Mushroom burger. Hey, there you go.
Oh, right. Anyway, I think on that note, we're slowly coming to a wrap. I would say, Pablo, unless you've got any more appropriate questions other than food ones.
Appropriate. No, can you see yourself sticking around here in Plymouth for a longer period of time?
Oh.
Yeah, definitely. I can easily say yeah.
Because I'll be honest, you've been playing from a young age, so you have an opportunity to set some records in the BBL.
Yeah, I definitely see myself, you know, sticking around, you know. Definitely feel like in the future, like at one point, do want to explore the world and use basketball as a means to experience different cultures and travel and just, you know, put myself in that situation where I kind of have to grow really in a different country, you know. So definitely say that's down the line in the future. But right now, I'm here. I'm staying. Not going anywhere. Can't get rid of me yet, Paul. So still here.
That's fine. I got no problem with that. But just ease off on the 6:30 in the morning stuff, all right?
I was about to ask you as well. Like once everything's normal,
bubbles.
can we go back
Think
at
about
it?
the bubbles, Denzel. Think about the bubbles.
I'd get past the bubbles. Yeah.
I like lions now. I've changed.
Lions. Nah, I'm still up early.
I don't doubt it one bit. I don't doubt it. Denz, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on the podcast, so we really appreciate it.
Yeah, good stuff, man. Thanks for coming on.
So, it's been a pleasure being on the podcast. No, it's been an absolute pleasure. I've been watching all these podcasts, like, all right, cool, how do I act? I've been doing my little studying, you know, my film session on podcast, so hopefully it's good content. You know, I really
prepping myself, for this.
You know? I have to.
You've probably prepped more than us.
That's true. Really, generally, the prep that I done was I did a podcast the other day.
Yeah. Oh man,
that's the beauty of it. We just get on a microphone. We got something in common. It's basketball. We talk.
Yeah. No, I love it.
Nice,
absolutely love it.
Good man.
This podcast will be the final one before Christmas. So,
happy days.
You know, for everyone listening, we wish you a happy Christmas, and from all of us, from myself, from Pablo, and of course from Denz.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Being festive. Before we go, guys, one last thing. What is on Christmas dinner for you guys? What's on the table, Denz, for Christmas dinner?
Oh, a lot. I'm in an African household, so it'll be loads of rice, chicken.
Yeah.
Definitely can't forget, you know, roast potatoes, mac and cheese, cauliflower cheese. Yeah, I can go on and on and on and on. Yeah. Everything. Yeah.
I think ours is going to be beef. We normally go turkey, but I like beef a little bit better. We're going to have beef. There'll be pigs in blankets, loads of veg everywhere. Loads of wine and cheese and sherry and stuff like that.
Oh, it's a bit too fancy for me. I don't know.
Well, as soon as I said sherry, was that where you're out?
Yeah, I was out, yeah.
Pabs, what about you? Burgers?
Me? No, I wish. No, I think I'm going to have to stop eating now until Christmas Eve, because we're going big on Christmas Eve with a huge buffet with duck, cheeses, hams, all sorts of stuff like that going on.
Yeah.
And then Christmas Day, we bought 2 big turkey joints already. So we're getting them on.
Hey, Pablo's for Christmas.
Potatoes and
Hey, I'm coming down. Yeah.
We've got room. There's certainly plenty of food.
Yeah.
Right, guys, that is it. That's a wrap. Thank you very much, Denz, for being on the show. From myself and from you, Pablo.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah, it's been great.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.